G'day KFC SuperCoaches, we're one bye round down. There's still 2 to go, but heading into round 13, we need to know who's hot and who's cold. Look who's back in the hot column. Max GAWN, no denying it this week. An absolutely massive 198 KFC SuperCoach points in the first week of the buys, 28 disposals and 3 goals for Big Maxi against the Swans. Couldn't quite get the D's over the line, but this is the kind of scoring that we know he can produce. So the age-old debate of when do we get him if you don't have Max GAWN. We were saying wait till after the Demons buy. Well, now can you afford to do that? He's down under 600k. His break-even's only 31 this week, so he's going to start going up again in price. The roller coaster's heading back up, but they've only got one more game against Collingwood, and then he will miss a week with the buy. So it's a tough call. Maybe you could hold off and wait one more week, but if he's going to score like that, you need him in your team. TOUK Miller has had a bit of an up and down season for someone who is normally known for his consistency, but he was definitely up on the weekend. 167 points, 33 disposals and 8 tackles against North Melbourne. Now, if you don't have him, he is the absolute perfect buy target after the next round. He's got a week off this week with Gold Coast having the buy. He's come down over $100,000 from his starting price. He even lost another $2,000 on the weekend despite that massive score, but his break-even's all the way down to 64, so he's going to start shooting back up. Put him top of your trade target list next week. And the last hot spot this week is for all the rookies who came out and scored really well for us when we absolutely needed them to, having them on the field as part of our starting 18 scorers. Nick Dacos, just fantastic. Malcolm Roses just pulled one out of nowhere for me, which I was really happy with. But the prize has to go to Paddy McCartan, who's just been unbelievable. One of the buys of the season, and just so happy for this guy. Obviously, he had a very rough run after being the #1 draft pick, copping all those head knocks, but he's come back at the Swans. They've turned him into an intercept defender, and he's just been brilliant. Took another 4 intercept marks at the weekend against the Demons, so playing against absolute top-notch opposition. 95 points, exactly what we need during the buys. Went up another $20,000. Now his value is $218,000 higher than when we first bought him. Perfect time to cash him in, trade him up to a superstar, and say thank you very much, Paddy McCartan. Who was cold in round 12? Well, this section could really be whoever Al puts the captaincy on. I just cannot seem to get it right this year. I decided to go with Lachie Neale last round, the highest scoring player in KFC SuperCoach for the season, coming off a 164 the week before. And what happens? He goes out and scores 87 in the last game of the round. So that was a real sour note to end my weekend, even though it wasn't too bad up until that point. So I just can't seem to get that one right. We'll give it another crack next week. Last week we had the debate, could we wait until after his bye to get Tim English? 18,000 coaches couldn't wait, jumped on before Friday night's game against the Cats, and it was a bit underwhelming, to be honest. Only the 80 points. He kicked a goal late, which helped him get to that mark. He still went up in value, so people who waited will have to pay a little bit more, but after the Bulldogs bye next week is going to be the perfect time to jump on. For the last cold slot, I thought of putting in Tom Stewart here, but that would be a bit rough. He got concussed early in the second quarter after starting really well on Friday night. So I'll go with his Geelong teammate, Cooper Stevens. Only a rookie, so we don't want to judge him too harshly, but 33 points. We would have liked a lot more than that in the buys when we're relying on every player to contribute to our score. Just the 9 disposals, but he spent basically half the game on the bench. So we'll wait and see what happens with him. Geelong has the bye this week. Will he keep his spot? The Cats have some players to come back in. Dangerfield might be ready, so it's going to be touch and go whether Cooper holds his spot. He's gone up about 60 grand since his bubble game a couple of weeks ago. Is it enough to trade him out? We might have to make that decision next week.